Hello students, today we will learn the next illustration number 4 from the chapter Assessment of Individual. See the question, I'll read out the question. From the following particulars, compute the taxable income and tax liability of Mr. Gangadhar for the assessment year 2020-21. So we have to compute the taxable income as well as tax liability of Mr. Gangadhar. So he is an individual. So we have to compute the tax liability for the assessment year 2020-21. So they have given the information. First one, gross salary income received 1,80,000, professional tax PT paid thereon, professional tax paid thereon rupees 2,400. Next one, rent from house property rupees 5,000 per month, municipal tax paid rupees 4,000 per annum, and repairs rupees 10,000. Income from business before allowing following deduction rupees 80,000. So the deductions are salary to staff rupees 4,500, salary to proprietor rupees 30,000, interest on capital rupees 2,500, income tax rupees 8,000, bad debt rupees 2,000. Next one, long term capital gain from the sale of units of UTI rupees 4,000. He has the following other incomes. Under that, dividend from Indian company rupees 10,000, interest on bank deposit rupees 8,000, royalty from publishing a book rupees 12,000. During the previous year, he made following payments. Under that, donation to Sri Krishna temple at Udupi rupees 8,000, medical insurance premium paid by check rupees 3,000, LIC premium paid on his life rupees 10,000, and his wife's life rupees 12,000. Subscription to PPF, Public Provident Fund account rupees 10,000. So with this information we have to compute the taxable income and tax liability. So with the help of this information we have to compute the 5 heads of income, gross total income, and we have to provide the deduction under section 80. So we'll arrive at taxable income. On that taxable income we have to compute the tax liability. Now we'll see one by one. See the question. With the help of this information, we have to compute the taxable income for the assessment year 2020-21. So the first one is for computing taxable income, we have 5 heads of income. So under that first head of income is income from salary. So under that they have given gross salary income earned rupees 1,80,000, PT professional tax paid thereon 2,400. So here they have given gross salary income. 1,80,000 is a gross salary. So from this gross salary he can claim, Mr. Gangadhar can claim deduction for the professional tax paid, that is up to rupees 2,400 per annum. So maximum he can claim is 2,400. So whatever professional tax is paid to government, that is 200 per month, is usually paid to the government. All the employees has to pay 200 per month as a professional tax to the government. So this professional tax paid 2,400, he can claim a deductions under from the head income gross salary. From gross salary 1,80,000 minus 2,400 per annum can be claimed, minus one more deduction he can claim is standard deduction of rupees 50,000 every year he can claim from the salary income, gross salary. So there are two deduction, 1,80,000 minus 2,400 and minus standard deduction 50,000. So balance is the income from salary, taxable income from under the head salary. Second head, income from house property. Under that we have the informations. Rent from house property 5,000 per month, municipal tax paid 4,000 per annum, repairs 10,000. Yes, in this question, in order to find the gross annual value of house property, they have given rent from house property. They have not given about fair rental value, municipal value or standard rent. They have only given rent from house property. So here 5,000 per month is given rent from house property. So that is nothing but gross annual value. 5,000 into 12 is a gross annual value. From that gross annual value, he can claim a deduction for the municipal tax paid by him. If Mr. Gangadhar or an assessee or an owner of that house, he received a rent 5,000 per month and he paid 4,000 municipal tax. So if Mr. Gangadhar or an assessee pays, or the owner of the house. Owner of house is nothing but the one who receives the rent. So municipal tax paid by him, Mr. Gangadhar paid municipal tax. So that tax, municipal tax, can be deductible from the gross annual value. From the gross annual value of the house property, he can claim a deduction for the municipal tax paid. If municipal tax paid by tenant given, then it is not deductible. If they give municipal tax paid, it is not clearly given by whom it is paid. It means it is paid by Gangadhar. It is a information relating to Gangadhar. So he paid the municipal tax. So this 4,000 can be deductible from the gross annual value. Then we will arrive at annual value. From annual value, we can claim a deduction for the standard deduction at 30% and interest on loan. So here he can claim standard deduction 30%. There is no information on interest on loan, so no deductions for the interest on loan in this illustration. And repairs of rupees 10,000. So for the repairs, there is no deduction can be claimed. Repairs, no deduction can be claimed. For repairs, no deduction. Municipal tax paid can be deductible. So the balance is the income from house property, taxable income from the house property. Next head to compute the gross total income is business income, section 28, business income. Under that we have third point. See the third point. Income from business before allowing following deductions, rupees 80,000. Salary to staff rupees 4,500, salary to proprietor rupees 30,000, interest on capital rupees 2,500, income tax rupees 8,000, bad debt rupees 2,000. So here, so income from business, the given amount is 80,000. So this 80,000 is given before allowing these deductions. So now we have to see whether these deductions are allowable deduction. If these if these items are allowable, then we have to deduct from this income from business. So the first one, salary to staff. Salary to staff is allowable to business. It is a allowable business expenditure. So this expenditure is not included here. It is not deducted in this 80,000. This 80,000 is given before allowing the following deduction. So we have to deduct salary to staff 4,500 from this 80,000. Next, salary to proprietor. So this is not relating to a business. Salary to proprietor is not relating to business, so it is not deductible. Interest on capital is not deductible in the business profit and loss account. It is not deductible. Interest on capital is not deductible. In the assessment of firm, it is deductible. Next, income tax. Income tax is a personal expenditure. It is not deductible in the business income. From the business income. Next, bad debt. Bad debt is a allowable business expenditure. It is deductible from this 80,000. So those amount which are not allowed, which are deductible but not allowed, the amount 80,000 is given before allowing this following deduction. Now we have to see which are the allowable deductions. Only that deduction we have to deduct from this 80,000. That is, salary to staff is allowable. So this one we have to deduct. And bad debt. So two amount we have to deduct from 80,000. Salary to proprietor is not deductible. Interest on capital not deductible. Income tax is not deductible. So two amount we have to deduct from 80,000. So balance is the income from business, taxable income from business. Next one is long-term capital gain from the sale of units of UTA 4,000, rupees 4,000. Next one is long-term capital gain from the sale of units of UTA rupees 4,000. So long-term capital gain from the sale of units of UTA. So this is exempt under section 112 of Income Tax Act. So this is sale of units of UTA. Long-term capital gain from the sale of units of UTA is exempt. So under capital gain head, long-term capital gain, this one we have to give exemption. Up to 1 lakh amount, it is exempt. So 4,000 is exempt. So if it is 1,12,000 or 1,01,000, then it is taxable. So up to 1 lakh amount, it is exempt. So 4,000 is exempt. Next, he has the following other incomes. So there are other incomes under the head other sources. Now we have to see which all taxable are here. So dividend from Indian company. Dividend from Indian company is exempt. Dividend from Indian company exempt. Interest on bank deposit is taxable under the head income from other source. Royalty from publishing a book. So he received a royalty income from publishing a book 12,000. So this is can be taxable under the head income from other source, and for the royalty income he can claim a deductions under section 80 QQB, that is up to maximum of 3 lakh amount he can claim a deduction, that is actual amount or 3 lakh, whichever is less he can claim a deduction. So that is 12,000 or 3 lakh, whichever is less means 12,000. So once this 12,000 income is added to the income from other source head under the head income from other source section 56, again the same amount can be deductible under section 80 QQB. Next, during the previous year he made following payment. So for this payment he can claim a deduction. Now we'll see under which section he can claim deduction. First one is donation to Sri Krishna temple at Udupi. So this is a notified temple. Notified temple he can claim a deduction under section 80G, that is with the limit. Under with the limit he can claim deduction, that is with the limit 80G, with the limit. Under with the limit this donation to Sri Krishna temple, it is under 50%. It amount is under notified temple. It is for notified temple 50% deduction is available. So how much amount? 8,000. So when they give with the limit item, we have to compare this amount with the 10% of ATI, isn't it? 10% of ATI. Now we have to compute what is ATI. So before computing ATI deduction, we'll see what are the other deductions. So this is 80G, we have to compute ATI because it is a with the limit item. Next, medical insurance premium paid by check 3,000. So this is deductible under section 80D, that is maximum 25,000 he can claim deduction if he is aged below 60 years. So here they have not given the age, so we have to assume he is below 60 years. So maximum 25,000 he can claim deduction. So 3,000 can be deductible under section 80D. Next, LIC premium paid on the life on his life 10,000, his wife's life 12,000. So total 22,000 deductible under section 80C, can be claimed deduction under section 80C. Subscription to PPF account 10,000 means subscription is nothing but contribution to PPF, public provident fund 10,000. For this he can claim a deduction under section 80C. So total deduction under section 80C is 20 to 32,000. And medical insurance premium. So while computing ATI, GTI we should know GTI. So we will calculate GTI. From GTI we have to deduct 80C deduction minus 80D deduction minus 80D we are computing. Next, this is 80C, and one more is 80QQB. 80QQB. These items we have to deduct. So if it is whichever is less, we have to compare. And here long term capital gain, before we have to deduct long term capital gain, but here this long term capital gain is exempt, so we no need to deduct long term capital gain here because it is exempt. It is here in the GTA we are not including that amount, so that's why it is not taken. Now we'll solve the solution. I'll explain the solution. See here, write the heading computation of total income of Mr. Gangadhar for the assessment year 2020-21. Under that, first head is income from salary. So under that we have to write salary receipts, that is 1,80,000 they have directly given. So 1,80,000, and professional tax paid 2,400, you can claim deduction for that. So professional tax paid 2,400 deduction and standard deduction 50,000. So balance 1,27,600. Balance 1,27,600 is taxable under the head income from salary. Next head is house property. Here they have given rent Rent received 5,000 per month, municipal tax 4,000. Repairs is not deductible. So 5,000 per month, 5,000 into 12 is a rent received. So that is nothing but gross annual value. So that is 60,000. From that, municipal tax paid by SSC or owner we have to take. Municipal tax paid by SSC or owner, that is 4,000 is given. So balance amount is annual value. So from that, standard deduction 30% is deductible. 56,000 on into 30% 16,800, and interest on loan is nil. There is no interest on loan. So balance amount 39,200 is taxable income from the house property. Next, business income. They have given gross business income. Gross business income 80,000 before allowing deduction. So under business income, gross business income is 80,000. Next, less allowable deduction. Right, the heading allowable deductions. Under that, salary to staff 4,500, bad debt 2,000. So total 6,500 is deductible. So total 73,500 is the income from business. Next, capital gain. Under that, long term capital gain is given. That is of UTA 4,000. So this is exempt under section 112A. So exempt, not taxable. Next head is other sources, income from other sources. Under that we have three income, that is dividend from Indian company exempt, interest on bank deposit 8,000 is taxable, royalty from publishing a book 12,000 is taxable. So we have to write in dividend from Indian company exempt, interest on bank deposit 8,000, royalty income 12,000 taxable. So total income from other sources is 20,000. So if you compute gross total income, we will get gross total income is 2,60,300. Next we have to provide deductions. Under that section C, 80C, less deduction under section 80. Under that 80C, under that first one is LIC. So LIC total how much? Own life 10,000, wife's life 12,000. So 22,000 is the LIC deductions. Next PPF is 10,000. PPF contribution is 10,000. So total is 32,000. So while taking the 80C deductions total, we should know, you should check the total should not exceed 1,50,000. As per section 80 CCE, the total amount should not exceed 1,50,000. So if it exceed 1,50,000, then we have to write 1,50,000 here, not more than that. Then section 80D, medical insurance premium, that is 3,000. Maximum 25,000 he can claim. So 3,000 is deductible. Next is section 80G. So that we have to compute under 80G with the limit. The given deduction donation, that is Shri Krishna temple at Udupi, that is notified temple, comes under with the limit 8,000 or 10% of ATA. So this is a deduction with the limit comes under 50%. Okay, it is not family planning 100%. So notified temple comes under 50%. So 8,000 or 10% of ATA we have to compute. So GTA how much? Given in answer what we computed, 2,60,300. GTA is 2,60,300 minus long term capital gain we have to deduct if they given in the question, but here it is exempt, so we should not take the amount of long term capital gain. Next is ATC. ATC how much? 32,000. So ATC 32,000, ATD 3,000, and ATQQB you should remember up to 3 lakh means 12,000 is deductible, whichever is less, 3 lakh or 12,000 whichever is less. So balance is so when you compute 2,60,300 minus 32,000 minus 3,000 minus 12,000, it comes to 2,13,300. So GTA is 2,13,300. 2,13,300. 10% of 2,13,300 means 21,300. You will get 21,300. So whichever is less means 8,000, isn't it? Whichever is less is 8,000. So there is no without limit items. So 8,000. So this 8,000 comes under 50%. Okay, so under 50%, directly we have to take 8,000 into 50%, that is 4,000. So deduction which is eligible for under section 80G. So even if you calculate, you can directly take when they give with the limit only one donation in the question. if in the illustration, if they give many donations, in that we have to identify without limit, with the limit. At that time we have to follow this step, okay, this method. Or else you can directly in calculator you can check the what is the GTI minus all deduction, whether we are whether this ATI amount is selected or 8,000, we have to check. So if the question, the given value in the question 8,000, if this is selected, whichever is less, whichever is less, then you can directly take 8,000 into 50%, 4,000. Clear? If in the question, if they give only one donation or two donation, like, and in that case it is with the limit. Without limit means you can directly take at 100%. For with the limit, there is a condition, that is with the limit or 10% of ATA. So we have to apply the condition of 10% of ATA. So here in this illustration, no need to compute the 10% of ATA. You can directly in the calculator, you can directly calculate what is the GTA, 2,60,800, and if you deduct these deduction, you will get 2,13,300. So whichever is less means 8,000 only selected. Then you can directly take 8,000 into 50%, 4,000. If this amount is selected, then you have to show this calculation here. Clear? So that's why roughly you can calculate. If this amount is selected, then you can show the calculation here, or else you can show the calculation like this only, and 100%, there is no 100%, so balance is 50%. No, means 8,000 minus nil, 8,000 only. 8,000 into 50%, 4,000. So total reduction under section 80G 4,000. So 4,000 you can directly take. Then ATQQB royalty, that is 3 lakh or actual amount, whichever is less. So that is 12,000. 3 lakh or 12,000, whichever is less, 12,000. So total reduction is 51,000. So if you deduct, then the taxable income comes to 2,09,300. See here, this taxable income is less than his basic exemption limit. So an SSC can claim basic exemption of rupees up to 2,50,000. So it is less than 2,50,000, means the entire 2,09,300 is a exemption. Since the total income is less than 2,50,000, there is no tax liability, means the entire amount he can claim a exemption, basic exemption limit, the first basic exemption limit he can claim. Here long-term capital gain is exempt. Even though if there is a long-term capital gain, first he should claim this basic exemption limit. We have to check whether he is eligible to claim this basic exemption limit. Then only we have to apply tax on long-term capital gain. If there is a 4,000 amount, then after claiming this, you have to give a tax on this 4,000. Long-term capital gain arising from the transfer of UTI is exempt up to 1 lakh. So 4,000 is given, so that is why it is exempt.